Good afternoon, yogis. Sarah here, and we're going to do a 30-minute yin class tonight. We've had quite a few requests for shorter classes to fit into whatever's happening in your lives. So today, 30 minutes, all about the chest and shoulders. So find yourself a little bit of space, make a little bit of room to get comfortable. I would suggest if you have blocks or some sort of big, thick books, and definitely pillows. Bed pillows are nice, especially if you've got memory foam or something firm. And today we're going to start in a supported fish position. So I'm going to use 2 blocks, but you might use pillows. They're going to go underneath the head and shoulders as we recline down onto our backs. So take your time to set up. One pillow, or maybe if you've got bed pillows, you can lay them just the long way so that it catches your head and the back of your chest. And as you settle in, you'll come to a seated position to begin. And then with the hips on the ground, you lean back onto your pillows or your books or your blocks. You want to feel that the back of the chest, back of the ribs is supported. And then the head gets a little support as well. So the advantage of blocks is that you can set them at different heights, but with pillows you can kind of just maneuver them or maybe add or subtract pillows to find a comfortable position. Now here, as you open up through the chest, you might take the hands just down by the sides, out wide or overhead, whatever is feeling right to open up your chest. And it might feel nice to just set the feet down, knock your knees together, or you could take soles of the feet together, knees open wide, butterfly. Whatever position you've chosen with the arms, just settle in as you take a big, deep breath in. Open the mouth and exhale. Do one more like that. A big inhale. And a big sigh out. And then let your eyes close down if they're not already. Let your hands relax. Shoulders soften. It's as if you just deliberately choose to let your body become heavy. The beauty of a yin practice is that we take the time to slow down and just be here. One of the ancient texts that we use in a lot of our yogic studies is called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. It's a compilation of these different sutras or phrases, philosophies that aim to support us. And the very first one, Sutra 1.1, is Atta Yoga Nushasanam. And now, yoga. Or now we begin. And the key element to that phrase for me is now. Like now is that feeling of presence that all these yogic practices are aiming us towards. And the very first thing he says is about presence. And this yin practice gives us an opportunity to practice presence by just being here now. It's simple, and yet very often our mind gets distracted, overwhelmed, busy. So the practice is simply to remember to be here now. In this breath, in this pose, in all the sensations and experiences of the present moment. So as you stay here, connect to your breath. Watch it as it rises and falls. Notice every intricate detail of the breath moving. Allow that to give you an easy state of presence. Notice the inhale travel through the nostrils, down the back of the throat, flooding through the lungs, maybe a puff through the belly. And then on the exhale, a softening of the belly, the chest, the throat, as the breath empties back out into the space around you. This is only happening right now. That feeling is only palpable right now. So for just these next few moments, start to notice your breath more deeply. Feel everything about the breath. Keep practicing being here now. When you notice that the mind goes somewhere else, remind yourself of this place to begin. And now, yoga. Because you can always begin again in every moment to come back to that practice of presence. So anytime you need, when your mind feels busy, full, distracted, come back to the simplicity of being here in this breath. To deepen this practice, we'll spend just a few minutes focusing on the breath with a count. Counting the duration of the breath gives us even more of a pull in towards the present moment as we focus more deeply and intricately on the breath. So if you're in a position that you can maintain, please stay. If you need to adjust before we begin our breathing practice, please feel free. And then just take an easy breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and empty the breath out. Closing down the lips. Begin to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. And just start to notice its cadence, its rhythm. Finish an exhale breath now. And then inhale for 4, 3, 2. Little pause out through the nose for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Breathe in again for 4. Let it fill you up and expand. And then breathe out gently for 6. Softening as the breath empties all the way to the bottom. Inhaling 4. And exhaling 6. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Really delicately for our last round, a slow breath in for 4. And a very gentle exhale for 6. And then let go of the count, but return to a natural breath. And just take one more moment to pause. To be here now. Take one more breath. And to exit this pose, be very gentle. Bring your hands to the back of your head. And then tuck your chin to your chest with the help of your hands. Pressing your elbows down or palms beside you to press the chest up to lift away from your props. Ooh, a nice long hold. Now please come to a seated position and just kind of move around a little in a way that you. So you might like to come to a cross-legged seat and kind of roll around through the upper body really slowly. You might like to come to an upright position and roll through the shoulders. Take a few moments to just move intuitively, sporadically, to allow this sense of feeling to move through you. as you recalibrate the body in this moment. Over time and many years of practice, I've started to recognize that all of the yogic practices, meditation, yin, vinyasa, all the things that we do are aiming us towards presence, because presence is our power. Our minds are conditioned to be reactive for protection. But if we just live on autopilot, we're constantly reactive. So this practice of presence brings us to here in this moment, where we get to be calm and responsive, present. So take this time to find your way there. As you're ready, gently roll over to a hands and knees tabletop position. If you want to take a little bit more movement, feel free. A little dip and arch through the spine, a little roll through the shoulders, maybe a child's pose. But when you're ready, we'll find our way into our shoulder stretch, our chest roll. Laying flat down onto your belly. Extend your right arm out to the side. I'll stand up on my knees to show you, but you're laying flat on your belly. Right arm reaches out in line with the right shoulder, not down here by the hip, reaching out to the side. Bend or straighten, elbow up to you. Right cheek on the ground. Left hand presses under the left shoulder. And as you press the left hand more, roll the left hip and shoulder up. So you're laying on your right cheek, right shoulder, right hip, with your right hand reaching back in line with your shoulder. Stay. Maybe you adjust the legs. Now for a lot of us, it's going to feel nice to just squeeze the knees up into the chest. Otherwise, you can keep the right leg long, step the left foot up and over. You can keep the left hand pressing or bring it to the lower back. Wherever you are, start to settle in. Soften. Make a little space. The practice of presence isn't complicated, but it needs to be frequent to work. Because our very capable, intelligent minds are always looking for something else to ponder. So when you can, notice that the mind is thinking and choose to come back to the breath and the body. And now, yoga. And now be seated here in this moment of presence. This breath, this sensation. Soften in. About another minute, I'll let you know when it's time to move on. Practice being here in your breath. Take one more long breath. Exhale all the way. Gently pour the left side of the body back down to the floor. Ooh, that feels nice. Ooh, get a little blood back into the right arm and shoulder. And then set up for the other side. Left arm extends out to the left. Right up in line with the shoulder. You can bend or straighten the elbow, up to you. Press the right hand under the right shoulder to roll the right hip and shoulder up. And you choose knees stack, pulling up towards the chest, or the right foot can step up and over. And of course, right hand can press, it can relax, or it can come to the lower back. Stretch open through your chest. Sink into it softly. And then keep practicing being present. And now yoga doesn't say that you have to have already done it, that you have to be perfect at it. But it's a constant practice. Begin now again to find presence. Each time you notice the mind wanders, with patience and tolerance, come back to the practice of presence using the vehicle of the breath. Just one more long breath in. Soft exhale breath. Roll back down onto your belly as you're ready. Give the right arm a little shake if you need. Ooh, feels good. And then just place one palm on top of the other underneath your forehead. And take a moment to pause. Stillness through the body. Watching the soft rise and fall of the breath in the back body. As you're ready, gently bring your hands under your shoulders and press to a hands and knees tabletop position. Here, you'll need a pillow or two, maybe a little block or a book if you've got it. So bring a pillow out in front of your thighs, lift your butt right above your knees, and then walk your hands forward. So the pillow on front of the thighs is just to remind us to keep the hips stacked directly above the knees, not to come forward or to go back. You want the butt right above the knees. And then as you walk your hands forward for puppy pose or anahatasana, you might bring another pillow under your forehead. Hands walk forward, but butt stays right above the knees. Or you could take your hands a little wider if that feels better. Forehead can land down on a prop or the earth, or if you have heaps of space, untuck your chin. But be gentle on the shoulders, on the back of the neck. And find a position with the arms that lets you feel supported and soft. And then sink into gravity. Come back to your practice of presence. Be here now. by feeling and noticing the breath. Take one more slow inhale. Full exhale breath. Now very gently bending your elbows, bring your hands under your shoulders. Press up to hands and knees. Ooh, maybe a little bit of movement through the back, through the shoulders. Take a little moment. As you come to a kneeling position, reach your arms out a little wide and give yourself a hug. Reaching your fingers for the space of the shoulder blades. You might lift the elbows up a little and then curl them in a little, dome the upper back. Notice which arm is on top. Inhale, open back up and switch. Other arm on top, arms reaching back, fingers for the shoulder blades. Lift your elbow and then curl it in, chin to chest, dome the upper back, spread it apart. And then gently release, give yourself a little shake. And then we make our way down onto our backs to finish. If you need any little props, if you want to do anything else, now's your moment. So as you recline down, you might take a little twist, knees to the left for a few breaths, and then to the right for a few breaths. You might take some sort of other movement, a little hug, a little wriggle, a little rock. And as you set up for Shavasana, if there's any last movements you need to feel supported and settled, feel free. But soon enough, find your onto your back. Palms open is a nice way to kind of spread the chest, that same opening you've been creating. And let the feet relax. The legs soften. Let the torso rest as the arms. Stay in Shavasana. And let yourself rest. Just a few minutes to integrate all of those moments of presence, to let them soak in and calibrate to connect. Rest here. Take just another few slow breaths here, resting in this space of presence that you cultivated by first focusing during the practice on your breath and on the present moment. And then after residing in that space, to rest. Just feel what it is to be here now. Not residing in the distractions of your mind, in worry or in fear. But to center yourself on this moment, this breath, this feeling of being here now. If you have longer to rest, please feel free. But if you're ready to come back out into your day, start to deepen the breath and move the body as you're ready. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position to finish. As you find a seat, tall spine, palms pressed together, Anjali Mudra, divine offering in front of your heart space. With hands in prayer here, we acknowledge the way that we're all very much the same. That space that we share of love, connection, peace, the highest and best parts within each of us. So slide into that feeling of presence within yourself, and we connect to each other with one more big breath in. Full exhale. Thank you, yogis. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute yin practice to open up the chest and shoulders. If there's anything else you'd like to see in the virtual studio, please let us know, and we'll see you all soon.